Hey everyone, Nathan Sisler here, creator of Hippie Skate, Eddie Games. And just wanted to make a quick video talking about something that bugs me a lot, which is the code screening thing. You know, as a seasoned indie game dev in general, who kind of can do everything on the art side and the code side of things, I just want to talk about it as kind of a red flag. There's two reasons that companies will do a code screen test. One is that they don't know what they're doing, and the other one is that they're a corporation that's really trying to create like a kind of a mechanical process. Any lead dev should be able to look at your resume, your past projects, do an hour-long interview, and they should be able to make a decision about whether or not you're qualified for what they specifically need. Anyone who doesn't know what a code screen test is, it's essentially they bring up the primitive building blocks of code, something called primitive data structures, and they have you write sort of puzzle solving algorithm using those. For modern day coding, it's sort of like as if you were applying for a graphic design role, and the company went, okay, you know, we see your portfolio, we see that you're really good with Adobe Illustrator, but can you do a portrait drawing in charcoal? And then you go, you know, why would I? Haven't touched charcoal maybe ever or since art school. They go, yeah, we understand. Like, is it part of my job? No, it's not part of your job. We just really feel like if you could do a portrait drawing in charcoal, that would indicate your strength as a graphic designer. You can see that this is, you know, it's sort of logical thinking from a bloated corporate mechanical side of things, but to like cutting edge developers, you go, oh, it's exhausting. It's like, I don't want to go draw in charcoal, you know, for practice it for a couple months so that I can pass some ridiculous test that's not really going to be part of my job. I personally, I just don't ever want to do that again. I don't want to be put in that position. And one thing I'll say about, you know, my experiences, I've worked at about over a dozen different companies, all the way from AAA to, you know, many different startups. From the tech side of things to games, the roles where they actually liked me, I didn't do the code screening. They bypassed it because they actually wanted somebody. The code screening, the places that had me do the code screening role, some of them were good, some of them are bad, but I don't think they ever worked out. Why? Because when they do the code screening, they don't actually like you. That's why they're giving you this incredibly mechanical process. And even if you do really well, you're still going to go into a pile of about 50 different people, you know? So, you know, and these are very exhausting tests, you know, so much pressure. They're really like a lot of anxiety. To me, they're a red flag. I'm sorry, you know, do it for fun, I guess, if you want, but they're a red flag. Don't pursue the company.